Hey guys, BigSquareRoadRunner.com. Check out how cool that is. This is a little lake near my house. I will try to do a walk around it every day. It's about 4 miles here and back. Um, just so cool with the fog coming off the water. Anyway, hey, it's Saturday. Um, Saturday is usually the breath day. Take a deep breath in this crazy world we live in. For some reason, I got hooked into listening to the Mueller thing and all the questions they didn't ask. The crazy questions they didn't ask. When Mueller said he didn't know what the Steele dossier was, it's like they gave him every consideration. They didn't grill him. They didn't do anything. I mean, it was a waste of time, other than ending up saying, "Oh, Mueller's completely incapacitated." Basically, as a prosecutor, as the head of the most important investigation in the United States, in U.S. history, that guy was the head, really. And we all know what was going on. It was a plot to overthrow the president, and it failed. Now, the question everybody's asking is, are they going to try the people who did it? Clapper, Comey, Strzok, you name it. Obama, absolutely Obama was involved. Many of the congressmen were involved as well. And that's where the Democrats are going right now. They've got this new mantra, and they're starting to call the president unpatriotic. And I'm like, what? They're calling the guy who talks about making America great again unpatriotic. How is that even possible? Given, he's all about patriotism. But here's the deal. They're going to say that going after Congress people for treason, going after the president of the ex-president of the United States, Barack Obama, for treason, doing all that will destroy the country. Therefore, he is unpatriotic. That's their next talking points. That's their next stance. Of course, it's ridiculous, and of course, it won't work. But I'm just letting you guys know where this is all going, how it's happening. It's kind of sad and depressing, but it is what it is, and it is high time that anybody who committed a crime go to jail, and I believe they will. We'll see, right? A true crime, not a ridiculously made-up phony crime, but a true crime. And if Trump committed crimes, yes, absolutely, he should go to jail as well. Remember, this revolution is not about Trump at all. Trump was the bull in the china shop, was put in that position because no one else could have done what he did. I keep thinking back to Ron Paul, and I always wanted Ron Paul. I think I voted for him 3 times for president because his ideals were perfect. He probably could have handled this in his early days, but when he was running for president at 70, he couldn't have done this. There's no way. He couldn't handle it. We needed, the country and the world needed someone like Trump to break up the satanic cabal, deep state, you name it. And there's a lot of them. So that's what's happening right now. I'm real excited about it. But again, it's Saturday. Saturday's my day of rest. Oh, here's something really cool. So I got a couple days next week, and me and Amy and my youngest son have decided to do a little gold prospecting. We live in California. I'm like 2 hours away from some of the, Sutter's Mill and Jamestown and all that. So I decided, hey, let's put our hand out there and try to do a little prospecting. So I got us a bunch of metal detectors, and we are going to go to the gold country. I'll be filming this for Patreon. We're going to go to the gold country. We're going to be prospecting for a couple days, looking for gold. My son is looking at this spot where he says, "Oh, there's this story of a guy who buried all his treasure here, and nobody's ever found it. They keep looking. Let's go check there." Yeah. And these metal detectors are awesome. They detect different types of metal. It's come a long way. Like it'll tell you when it's gold or tin or silver, or it's really cool. So we're gonna go try our hand at that, and it's gonna be very fun. And I'll definitely take some video of that. I have a lot of video of the road trip that I haven't posted yet. That will start going on Patreon. I think I'll start today. Video of the show, the Freedom Road Show. Awesome show, awesome time. And you can find the final Cliff High video currently on Patreon and on the private road. Everything on Patreon is on the private road, although not everything on private road is on Patreon. So there is a update on the timeline that I just posted to the private road. More evidence that the timeline is probably correct, which is scary. So get yourself ready. The conclusion is you better be ready now. And for the 2019 will be nothing but chaos here on out. So yes, crypto's in your own possession, silver in your own possession. Gold, if you have some affinity to gold, in your own possession. Just make sure everything's in your own possession. And food, water, and guns and butter, literally. And then the big thing that most people kind of gloss over is community. You need to know your neighbors. You need to have a plan and things like that. Watch the FEMA. Look up World Upside Down. It's a FEMA public announcement, and it's really interesting video, kind of spooky. And look at the clock. I'm just saying, scary stuff. So yeah, that's what's going on right now. A lot of action on the road to Ruta as far as trying to track down who's doing what, where, and why. I had some guy say, "Why do you do this all the time, Bix? Why are you so interested? Nothing ever seems to happen." Jesus Christ, everything has happened. You think we'd be here if Hillary Clinton was the president or another one of the flunkies from the deep state? No. The good guys are winning. And actually, the good guys have won in the background. Yes, the only problem I have with Trump is the monetary situation, the lies and the manipulation. But that'll end. In order to get where we are now, he had to do that. He had to keep the system going. He couldn't have stopped it on day one. That would have been mass chaos, and we want that smooth transition. So we'll see what happens as that goes forward. I don't know. I don't see how it can happen, but my friends do. Cliff High says his data shows, yes, there'll be a Deutsche Bank bailout, but not by the people. It'll be by an entity like the IMF or the World Bank. Bitcoin Ben seems to think the crypto guys got this under control, and it'll be a smooth transition with back soaking up derivatives. I don't see that either. But hey, I love those guys with all my heart, and just because I don't see how something can happen doesn't mean it won't happen. And they've been right for a long time. I mean, the kick the can down the road has been the mantra since 1913. I just think it's the can has been kicked far enough. And from the documents that came out of the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, it clearly shows that they're printing as much money as possible. Obviously, with what happened at the budget and all that, the can's been kicked for 2 years to unlimited money. That's exactly what Ruta wrote in the sand. It is time. That was the signal for the time, and then what the revised version of the Wishes and Rainbows comic book has something different written in the sand. I talk about that in part 2 of the timeline presentation. So make sure you go to join the Patreon channel. It's only $10 a month, and there's some great stuff on there, if I do say so myself. Or if you want all the Patreon and more, go to roadtoruta.com and sign up. I am still giving away Veritasium, not for long though. It's $16, $17. When it hits 20, I cut it off. No more Veritasium. It's too valuable. I know the value of Veri in the future will be just ridiculously higher than $16, $17. I know the U.S. government is going to go to Reggie Middleton and say, "Hey, help us with these exchanges because they've screwed up our world." And that's when Veritasium will really shine, and everybody will be scrambling to get their hands on it. And it'll even actually, it won't go on an exchange. It's not allowed to be on an exchange because it can replace exchanges. So that'll be really exciting for Veritasium. And yes, you can get one by joining the private road along with the silver Ruta coin. Both between those two, the value will pay for itself, I think, by the end of the year. But we'll find out, right? We'll find out. That's no guarantee. So yes, join Patreon, join the private road, and come hang out with me. It's a fun road we are traveling. And again, as I said in my road trip presentation, it is not the destination that is important. It is the journey. And this journey, we are learning so much, and it is exciting. Yes, it's hard at times, but we are winning. Take that to the bank. This is BigSquareRoadRooter.com. Talk to you later.